This is about waking up. Waking up to this present moment. Waking up to this very moment. The U Pandita says that we can wake up in this very life. That's the title of a book he wrote. In this very life, we can wake up. So it's an incredible opportunity. So there are a couple things that we do to facilitate that. One is eye contact. Hi, welcome. So one is I suspect that the thing that gets us most in trouble, it gets me most in trouble, are these two little things right here. They're just totally out of our control, right? You hear a sound, the eye goes, right? I mean, the eye is checking the environment out constantly. I suppose if we went back about 10,000 years, we would really, really need those eyes even more than we do today, right? Some of you could jump out of a tree and swallow you right up, right? So the eyes, for one thing, they're always checking for danger. And they're like overly developed now. So we need to be mindful that we want to bring into control the sense doors. And the biggest one, I would say, would be the sense door of vision. This is not a place for us to really get lost in the beauty of, like, on a clear day you can see the skyline. It's quite beautiful over there. It could be, it could be a sunny day and the sky might be beautiful. This is really not a day to be really getting into the external sights. It's not a day to look at somebody who is inspiring because they're sitting like a rock, right? So you look over and you say, oh my God, she's not moved in 40 minutes. And I should know because I've been watching her for 40 minutes. It's right. It's not about the other person. So the eyes think that everything is about, right, the outside. So the mind can say no. It can gently say no. So there's only one way. You all have heard me say this many times. There's only one way that you can get in control of your eyes. Anne Marie has it right now. She's about the only person I see in the room who's controlling her eyes right this moment. Well, and you might, she's looking at the ceiling. So here I'm going to take this, I'm going to have a string here to this little chin, and I'm going to pull my head down. There's something about, first of all, humility, isn't there? I'm an Aries, and we don't have any humility. So you pull your head down, and where are your eyes looking now? Well, your eyes, now I'm going to have to work to look at you all, you see? Right? See, I've got to now stretch my eyes to be checking everybody out. If my head is gently lowered, then my eyes are going to be looking down. And that is one of the primary ways that you really can get through this day in an extremely mindful way. Is you'll notice, again, you're going to forget and your head will go up like that. It's really, the head has no interest in the body whatsoever. Actually, if we could just cut our body off and just live in our heads, wouldn't we be happy? But it is true. You're going to find that I've noticed in yoga, when we're lying in Shavasana, it's amazing. We'll be even lying down there, that head goes. And you look around at people on the floor and the chin is jutting up like this. So I always think of it as that you want to try to connect your head to your heart, right? Sort of like thinking about just that the head and the heart are related. And so you're looking down, and so not only is that helping you to control the eyes, but it's helping you to bring the head in relationship to the body. It's an unfamiliar territory for sure. So that's a huge, huge help. And the other part of that is, I feel like I'm this is very redundant. The other part of it is that you're giving everybody in this room privacy. Just think about that. You're giving everybody in the room the right to have an ugly, unhappy face. Okay? So I could be walking around just miserable, right? But if I have to worry that you're going to see me being miserable or whatever, or happy, but in other words, I can't really totally open and be vulnerable. But if I know that you are respecting me so much that you're not going to look, you're not going to see that I'm slouched over in a sit or I've fallen asleep, then I can feel more free to truly practice and be with myself. So that's the other part of not looking around. The other part would be what is called noble silence. We're not going to talk for the next 8 hours. It's amazing. Just think about it. It's rare that we're not yapping, and in taking this this attitude of noble silence, what really happens is, and this is for some people who've never done this, it's like shocking. We become aware that there's nothing silent in our brain at all. Right? It's just as the Buddha refers to it as the monkey mind. That, it's just going from one limb to the other, and so taking the attitude of noble silence doesn't really mean that you are in noble silence, because true noble silence is when the mind stops thinking. That was a good yawn. True noble silence is when the mind stops thinking. That's absolutely something that every one of us can experience eventually. Spaces where the mind is like absolutely still, no thought. That's when the mind is awake. That's when there are no thoughts.